In this part, we want to study interior one-point perspective. In order to do one-point perspective in interior area, first we need to imagine the end of a room. Imagine this is a room that we are designing its interiors. The important thing that is happening in this perspective that is determining the size of our area is the figures that we put inside, human figures. The human figures are your reflection on the wall. So this is my reflection on the wall. And when I'm this tall, so if I'm 180 centimeter, this is double of my height, and my walls are 360 centimeter. But pay attention, when you're designing an area like this, if you ever wondered about the size of the room, always ask this question first. What is the scale of our human figures? Because if I draw a human like this, my perspective is really big. And if I draw a human like this perspective is really small. So the scale of our figures will determine the height of our work. So let's see what are the other important parts here. If I design a space here, I want to make it more clear for you guys to understand it better. We will consider an empty area, and I will draw the unseen lines also. You're standing here, and you're watching this area. If you're standing completely vertical to the back side, you are seeing an area which is in one point. And if you stay just a little angled, this is not going to be one-point perspective anymore. I'm standing here watching bottom of the room. If we move our picture to the bottom, it's going to be our scapegoats. So this is your picture that you're standing there. So I'm standing in this area like this. Then I'm standing in the middle of this area, moving the lines, and I will cross the corners. I will even surpass them. So these lines need to get to your eye line, to the eye line of your picture on the wall. So what is this line? This is our horizon line. When I'm standing here, which means I'm drawing this as a supervisor vision, which means all of our figure's head will be on this line. When we want to design something, let's see where we should stand to have better angles. I'm picking up another sheet of paper, and I will address that problem. Look. Any area that I told you guys, you need to consider it's vice versa. Look, I want it to be on the bottom right side. So now we need to do the exact opposite. We need to stay top left. If you want to show an area more, we need to stay on the opposite side of it. For example, if I want to show the right side, I need to stay on the left side. This time I will stay on the top left, and I can even use a ladder for that. Or I can go on second floor. Look, or I'm staying on the void, or I'm standing on a ladder. So look, the different thing here, we don't have our figure's head on the top, and it's in the bottom now. I will continue this line to see what will happen to our perspective. The end result is that our right side and the bottom side can be seen more. So if you want to do the opposite this time, so if we want to show the bottom left side now, we need to stay on the top right side. So we will draw the same room, This time I will stay on the top right side. Again, we can use a ladder. Look, I will connect the lines now. Pay attention. So we can see bottom and the left side more. So if I stay on the top right side, I can see bottom left side better. And if I want to see top right side more, I need to stay on the bottom left side. Let's design another room here. And in order to see top right side, I need to stay on the bottom left side. Now I can see the right side more and better. Now we can see the top and right side better. And the opposite, if I want to see all places the same, it's better for me to stay in the middle. When we are staying in the middle, you can stay on a ladder or if you're tall. So in this area, I'm completely in the middle. And all of our walls and all of our perspectives are the same length. So here it will determine where I need to stand for our design. Here is for the time when I'm designing furniture. Here also the same. And when I have a wall, which is a kitchen wall, and I want to show a one-sided perspective, it's better for me to stay on the left side. So this is why I'm keeping my distance. And here, if we want to show all of the details, it's better for us to stay in middle. So these are the general rules for interior perspective. But in perspective, we have more laws that it's better for us to get to know them. And in the beginning of our work, we will review the laws to reach a conclusion. We have diameter law in perspective also, which means if I draw a wall, the end wall here, say on one side, do perspective of it, same on the floor. What thing is happening here? Look, if I want to put some columns in the space between, or some windows, or anything else that we want, same distance, we will get it. Is the same law as the diameter law. I'm drawing a diameter and I will connect from this, and whenever I cut it, it's my next one. So this is the diameter law on our walls and on the floor and any other side. So we'll do the first one, determine the middle, and from this side to the other one, from the middle again, horizontal, and the next one. From the top of the other one, connect it to the middle and go. And like this, we will determine the distance of our flooring. And as much as we get distance, it will get bigger. So all of the lines here, or vertical or horizontal, or going to your eye line. Whatever that I want to draw in this perspective, if I want to draw anything this one point perspective, it's very important for me to know I have 3 different lines: vertical, horizontal, and in your eye line. What will happen here now is I will stand here. We will do the designing, and you can rotate your page in whatever angle that you want. So my lines are smooth and clean. So when I'm standing like this and I want to do a cut on my wall, I will check the constituent line of my wall. Here is vertical and horizontal. So on the wall we need to completely make it vertical and horizontal, and the depth line will be our eye line. Let's design a window here, vertical and horizontal, In order to give it depth, we need to move towards eye line. But how much? As much as is the depth of our window. Here, horizontal and horizontal, and our window is shaped. And remember to complete the 3 lines. We are moving towards this wall and we want to design a building. Let's check our lines first. Do vertical. This is a window and this is another window. And in order to give it depth, I will use a horizontal line. It's not like the window before. So this time we can give it depth with our horizontal line. So we'll give it depth and we'll draw the eye line here. Vertical and our eye line. And like this we have our windows. And let's check the figures in this perspective. And how will they be? And after we've learned our figures, let's check how we can place furniture in our perspective. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to go on figures. So when we have an interior area of space, and when in this interior space I'm standing on a corner or in the middle like this, again eye line, sending the escaping line here, and this is my horizontal line. When I'm standing here, all of my figures ahead will be on the same line. So when I'm designing the rest of the figures, the head will be on the same line. Again, same, half top and half bottom, and here the head is again on the same line. So the top half and the bottom half, and again heads on the same line. So if in this perspective we are designing and we are forced to stay on the roof side, what will happen to our people? So if my perspective is close to the roof, so this is my escape point, and I'm staying here with this height. Look. And I want to draw people at the bottom. First I will design a figure with the same height as me and draw a horizontal line, and we added another human on my horizontal line. And when we have our horizontal line, we connect the head from head and connect the head from the bottom leg. Wherever we draw a vertical line, what will happen? It will become a figure. So wherever we did our vertical and horizontal line, it will become a figure. It's exactly like bird view perspective. So let's see what is the use of them and how we can size or measure our furniture in this perspective, because it's really important that you measure the size of furniture in 1-point perspective. Let's start with a simple furniture. What I'm going to do is like this. Let's design our room, the base of our room. I'm going to stand here, draw the lines from my escape point, like this. And I will start. Remember, this is the bystander view. So all of our figures' head are on this line. If next to this wall I want to put a furniture, I just need to do a vertical line. This is the size of a human length. So let's see how we can draw a sofa. So the size of a sofa's feet is 1/4 of a human leg. So if I divide here by 4, 1/4 will be the seat of a sofa. So half or 1/4 of this line will be the back of our sofa. So if I draw two horizontal lines here, I can cut it wherever I want and move it to our escaping point. Again, horizontal and vertical here and make this box. This is our sofa and this is our seating point. And let's start designing a sofa from this. Let's increase the height of it. This is one stand, another stand, and this is another stand. Be careful, I will open this. Again, send it to our escaping point, send it vertically down, create our seat, send it inside, and vertical. We have a very simple sofa. You can add a cushion later on if you want. I will darken the cushions to hide the lines behind it. So the measurement of a furniture will happen like this. And if I want to add a table in front of it, it needs to be with the height of a seat. So this is our table and this is the height of our stand. Here like this vertical, like this, and here vertical. So this is our table. Let's put a pot on it also. I can use the same leaves that I learned before. A very simple flower pot. Hatching on the left side, and this is our table and flower pot on it. So now we've learned the general idea of measurement. So let's create another space for our bedroom. And we will try to measure the size of the bed and the sofa inside it to see what will be the end result. I'm going to stand here because our bed is going to be on this side, on the right side. So we move to the left side of it. Let's draw a vertical line next to our wall and a horizontal line from my spectator. So the part that I cut here will be our figure's height. The height of bed compared to sofa can be a little higher. So if I separate this into 4 parts, I can have it on the 4th part, or I can add a 0.5 part to it. We can measure the length and the height to it. If our height is 180 centimeter and we divide it into 4 pieces, each piece will be 45 centimeter. So the length of it needs to be 4 times of that, meaning around 2 meter. We have the length of it. We need to send it to our vanishing point, this 2 meter, and connect them from here, horizontal and vertical. And so easily I just measure the size of this, and now we have the measurement. I can add some detail to it. We can have 2 pillows here. As you can see, just so easy we measure the size of it. We add a little hatching to our bed. You can even put it a little higher with some stands even. So this is our bed, and if I want to measure something else next to my bed, we will repeat the same process. Something like lampshade or anything else. Anyway, this is our measurement system that we can use. Whenever you want it, you will measure the length of head. You will divide it into the pieces that you want, and if I want to design a sofa here, it can be a two-seated people. This will be the measure of it. We bring the height a bit, add it stands beneath it. Look, we can divide it like this. And as you can see, we measured them super easy. So this thing that we learned here is different measurement system and figures, how to measure figures, and we got a basic and fundamental understanding about one-point interior perspective. In future episodes, we will practice this more to get the hang of it.